allegations of prior convictions, which look similar to the previous case. And I think this means that if convicted of this state jail felony, you could be punished as high as a second-degree felony punishment, which carries with it no less than 2, no more than 20 years confinement in that case, and a fine up to $10,000. So you're looking at
A Texas courtroom handles a serious fraud case as a repeat offender faces charges of forgery and identity theft crimes that could lead to years in prison. The defendant chooses to plead guilty, accepting a deal that could mean a long sentence, hoping to avoid an even harsher outcome. Now Judge John Stevens must decide how much time this man will actually serve.
life in 1512 as an habitual felon, and then what we call habitual state jail felony, which carries with it punishment up to second-degree felony punishment. None of that's good. Those are all serious. You understand what you're facing here?
Yes, sir.
All right. Does the defendant waive formal readings of these indictments? We can proceed.
Yes, sir.
Let's go 1512 first. Numerical sequence. This alleges that on or about October 7th, 2023, in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed the third-degree felony of forgery of a financial instrument. Do you understand what you're charged with?
Yes.
Let me see. Here, how many of these we have to deal with?
Is this it, Judge?
I'll be doing. It hides sometimes. Thank you. Call it Waldo.
I remember that.
Okay, we only really need to go on paragraph 1.
Yes, Judge.
Right, you're abandoning the prior convictions because it's tenure. This is a third-degree felony, sir, paragraph 1 of this, which carries with it, if convicted, a term of not more than 10 years or less than 2 years in prison. In addition, a fine may be assessed not to exceed $10,000. Do you understand?
Yes.
An agreement's been reached in your case here. You would be pleading guilty, sentenced to 10 years in prison. And that would run concurrently with 24 CR 1513, the fraudulent use of identifying information. That's a state jail felony. Could be punished though, up to 20 years in prison. But on this 1512, do you understand what you're charged with and what the plan is on disposition?
Yes.
If I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal of your case. Do you understand?
You understand you have no right of appeal?
Yes.
Have you pleaded this guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty voluntarily and because you are guilty of what it alleges in paragraph 1 of 1512?
Are you pleading?
That's a question.
Yes.
It is a question.
Yes.
Most of these are going to be questions.
And that.
And yet, that's why it's a question and answer process. So sometimes they're not. In 24 CR 1513, in summary, this states also that on or about October 7th, 2023, as the previous case alleges, in Jefferson County, Texas, on that day, you committed the state jail felony of illegally possessing identifying information with the intent to harm and defraud another. Do you understand what you're charged with here?
Yes, sir.
Because these are less than 5 items, it is a state jail felony rather than a higher or more serious degree felony. So in this case, if convicted, you face any term of not less than 180 days or more than 2 years in the state jail. In addition, a fine may be assessed not to exceed $10,000. Do you understand?
Yes,
An agreement's been reached in this case where you would be pleading guilty, sentenced to 15 months in the state jail to run concurrently with the prior 10-year conviction of 1512. Is that your understanding?
and we've also worked about my current set. Yes.
Everything will run concurrently unless there's.
That's when I do this.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
that's when I do this. It runs concurrently rather than separate, concurrent. If I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal of your case. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to this state jail felony, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty voluntarily and because you are guilty?
Yes.
Question. No. I'm going to show you for both cases, what's marked as State's Exhibit 1. Did you sign those documents? Understand them? Discuss them with your attorney? Or the contents all true and correct?
Yes, sir.
State's Exhibit 1 is tendered into evidence in each case without objection admitted. In each case, State's Exhibit 1 states, sir, that you are mentally competent to enter your guilty plea. It is freely and voluntarily made. You know what you've been charged with in each case. You were guilty of the crimes charged in any lesser included offenses. You are giving up your rights to a jury trial and the rights to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses. Totally satisfied with the representation provided by your lawyer. All of this is true. It states, so help you God in each case.
Yes.
Correct. State's Exhibit 1 is admitted in each case. Pre-sentence reports are waived.
Yes, Judge.
I am going to follow these agreements, if nothing further. And Mr. Lewis, in each of these cases, I will find that you are mentally competent to enter your guilty pleas. They are freely and voluntarily made. You know and understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading guilty. There's sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1 admitted in each of these cases that you just acknowledged to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in each of these cases. In 24 CR 1512, you were hereby found guilty of this third-degree felony of forgery and are hereby sentenced under this agreement to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 10 years. In 24 CR 1513, this is the state jail felony of fraudulent use or possession of identifying information, a number of items less than 5, and you were hereby sentenced to confinement in the state jail for 15 months. As I find you guilty in that charge, these two sentences shall run concurrently. Was there any restitution in any of this?
No.
None?
No, sir, he was detected before taking anything.
All right. Do you understand what has happened today, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, anything else by either party?
Nothing
If
from the
not,
spectrum.
we are in recess on this. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
In cases like this, one decision can change everything. Because when someone chooses to plead guilty, they're not just accepting the charges, they're accepting the consequences. And in a courtroom like this, those consequences can last for years. Do you think taking the plea deal was the right decision, or should he have taken his chances at trial? Backhand index pointing right. If you were in his position, would you risk more time in court or accept the sentence and move on?